Hello bros, welcome to the Offlane Doom gameplay section of the guide. Basically, in this section I will talk about Offlane Doom and decision making when you are playing one. This is gonna be very fast, be warned. The reason though is the current meta, which allows a lot of shenanigans when you are playing offlane. So let's go guys, let's do this. The place from which you will most likely start your offlane adventures as Doom is this one. The closest camp to your offlane is this one for the Radiant and it's this one for the Dire. Basically you want to eat a creep before you get to the lane and you want to have a good creep. But basically any level 5 creep here is a good creep. Well, Troll isn't really the best option for an offlane Doom, but anything else will do, from Satyr to Centaur to Ursa. When you are going offlane though, you have to ask yourselves, what are you actually going to accomplish on the offlane? Because right now, in the meta, offlane role is kind of a strange role. Most offlaners aren't even going offlane anymore. They just go offlane a bit, they show up, they say hello, and then they kiss everyone goodbye and they go to the jungle. Doom is not a lot different. If you have a strong lane, like if you have a lich with you, then okay, you can maybe mess around with them. But if you don't, then it's not really necessary to start off from the offlane. You can start in the jungle. Also, keep in mind that you can just go away from the offlane and move to the jungle and just roam and play him as position 4. That's the reason why I said this particular section is gonna be really small. Why? It's because Doom is more played like a position 4 that starts on the offlane than as a real offlaner. The only difference that you're gonna do when you go offlane with Doom is that you're gonna start off with a stout shield and the ring of protection, or a stout shield and a mango, or ring of protection and a mango. And the other difference is that you won't skill your infernal blade on level 2, but you will skill your scorched earth. Also keep in mind that you're gonna try to harass the offlane carry as much as possible while actually getting farm. Okay, so those are kind of the standard things. Now, how do you decide if you're gonna stay on the offlane or not? Well, can you farm on the offlane? That's the first question. If it's no, okay, that's the first no. Can you disrupt the enemy from farming on the offlane? If it's another no, then you probably should move to the jungle. And the last question that you should ask yourself is, can they actually kill me easily? If they can kill you easily, you have nothing to do there. If they have, let's say, an oracle and a stunner combined with a carry, you cannot survive on that lane and you should probably get out. Also, if you are not level 2, it's that much easier to kill you. Keep in mind though, offlane position is there for a reason. Once you leave the offlane, you make the supports able to rotate and pressure other lanes, because there's no one to zone on top. So, if you are going to leave the offlane, don't spend the remaining of the time in the jungle, but start roaming around and start doing what I've shown you in the gameplay section of a position 4 Doom. Also, keep in mind that when you are an offlane Doom, every time they pressure this tower, you should be there to actually take the creeps away from the tower and maybe here somewhere. For that, you'll probably need scorched earth if they have any sort of a lockdown. If they don't have any sort of the lockdown, then you can just do whatever. Keep in mind that just by staying on the lane and just by making the supports go on you, you are making it easier for your safe lane to play and you are making it easier for your mid guy to play. Why? It's because they do not have to be afraid of the supports that are gonna rotate. Also, if those supports waste their spells and lose mana, they won't have any resources to actually gank anyone else. So if they try to kill you and they fail, that's a big victory for your team, especially if you are gaining levels. On the offlane role, most of the time, all that you want to do is gain levels. And with Doom, once you get scorched earth, you become quite hard to kill. So yeah guys, that's pretty much all there is to the offlane Doom. you just need to skill scorch turret earlier, and you need to either decide to farm on the offlane and try to bait out enemies to actually cast spells on you, or you can just decide to leave the offlane and go to the jungle and play as position 4. But when you are playing as position 4, keep in mind that you have to defend the tower and that you have to roam and not just AFK farm.